Hello everyone and welcome to Split the Party. We're doing Kids on Bikes last night of camp, and I hope the title seamlessly appears there. My name is Jack, I will be DMing today. It's going to be a horror-themed adventure. Going to be a bunch of camp students going out there against insurmountable odds. Odds we don't know yet. This episode will be dedicated to figuring out what exactly we're up against and building the world we're all going to be a part of. It's going to be very exciting, guys. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce the cast, starting with Lydia. Hello, Lydia.
Hi.
Hi, Lydia.
Hey.
Growing up, when were you exposed to horror films? When did you get an appreciation for horror films?
Appreciation only started like a couple of months ago from a card game where I didn't know any horror films, and I was like, I gotta know my horror films. But it started when my neighbor, her older brother, would put on Chucky.
Oh.
And I was like,
Classic.
and I was obsessed with toys, you know, dolls and everything.
This is
So-
Rugrats Chucky, or like, which Chucky are we talking about?
He just annoyed me
Dead Mum
so
Chucky?
much.
Like,
Yeah, no, it was the fucking little red doll that runs around.
Again, not sure which one you're referring to. But
Chucky,
we know.
the red-headed one.
Yeah, we know.
The red-headed
we know.
Chucky.
Chuck E.
Yeah,
Cheese?
yeah, okay.
It's now a rat.
My mum exposed me to horror films way too early on TV1 on Foxtel, and I remember, like, growing up, just watching the ad break for Friday the 13th and for Nightmare on Elm Street on Halloween, being like, oh, I can't watch these. This is way too scary. Like, I couldn't even sit through like the trailer for it. And then, like, Halloween came, and I was like, okay, I'm going to watch Nightmare on Elm Street. And I had bad dreams about Freddy Krueger for years. He's my horror nemesis. I'm terrified of him still. So horror's had a pretty good effect on my life. And I just finished...
Still can't sleep.
No, I did just finish a horror film which screened at Flickerfest. If you guys ever want to check out Bloody Tradies, follow that on Facebook. That's a shameless plug. But thank you for having me again on your show. I'm very excited to be here.
Yay.
Welcome
back.
Yeah, I'm excited.
First time Kids on Bikes is fucking great. And everyone who's seen it, comment in the section below how good it was, if you appreciate it. Or if you haven't seen it, check it out. Check it
We'll
out.
attach some linkies to all these things in the description below. So what's your favorite horror movie now?
Favorite would probably be, I have a deep appreciation for The Thing. You know, classic.
Good one.
But now, modern, after seeing a lot lately, Hereditary. Hereditary's up there. Hereditary's fucked, dude. Like, the trailer. Just
No
like,
jump scares. It's just so well
Atmosphere.
executed.
Yeah.
Just genuine horror.
Yeah.
I find horror the most effective when it's first and foremost telling another story and it uses horror elements to accentuate it, which is where Hereditary does so well. It's a family tragedy with
That's
horror.
it.
You know,
Yeah.
That's
like,
it. Yeah.
All right, fancy boy.
But
Mine's horror's about tradies doing shit. So,
But I'm sure that they're going through
accentuated. Yeah, sure, they're going through
exactly.
dilemmas. Yeah, I'm a good writer.
but favorite Australian horror, and there aren't many. But the one that stands out for me would be Babadook.
Nice.
That was
Nice.
brilliantly done. So Australia, like, if we could make some more horror films, that would be
Yes,
great. We're good at it. We can be good at it.
That would be great.
I'm trying. I just gave it a
Again,
crack.
bloody
Already plugged.
tradies.
How many times do you want me to plug?
I need
All right,
to go
plug
aggressively.
countdown.
Lydia, back to you again. What character have you brought for us today? Who are you
Oh,
playing?
okay, yes. I will be playing Becky. She's a 17-year-old intuitive and tough gal, but she's a little bit insecure. But she's held together, you know, in here. She's mentally strong.
This is classic final girl material over here.
That's it.
We're all thinking it.
We're all thinking.
We're all thinking
Anyone
final
who
girl.
knows horror
Say it.
Okay, and what's your strongest and weakest stat today? So, what's
I
your
already told you that I'm
what's
insecure.
your top stat would be grit?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm very gritty. And
Like a clam that's been in the sand.
You
That's
open up, there's no
Becky.
pearl, it's just more sand.
just a rock. My thing is grit, and my weakness is brawn. Is being brawn. Is being brawn.
It's being
She
brawn.
needs to hit a gym, but you know,
but won't.
yeah.
She mentally exercises up
She's
here.
graceful. She's a little delicate, you know.
Yeah.
She's,
Strong in all ways, but physical. Great. I love it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Brendan, how are you, mate?
I'm doing great, Jack. Thank you.
What was the first horror movie you remember watching as a kid?
Oh, this is a loaded one. So the first horror movie and also the first sex scene I ever saw in a film was when my dad was watching Species on network television.
Oh, okay.
So
that's like an M-rated film. It's pretty
It's like
tame.
an MA-rated
Ooh.
film. It has very intense.
MA.
It has very intense sex scenes where the woman then turns into a monster and eats the man afterwards. I'm also now gay, so whether that was formative, like, it's been brought up in my therapy. So my first exposure to sex was also one of my first exposures to horror. So
You heard it here first, folks. Daddy Dousi turned him gay.
Oh my god. We've also been singing Man-Eater on set all day, and now I've finally seen a conclusion. And like, didn't realize that was traumatizing for you. No, the psychosexual anxiety of horror is so prominent. Things like Alien, and other ones I could reference.
and Species.
Species, yeah.
That's it. That's all we got.
Species and Alien. Like,
No, the amount of like flesh-shaped things.
Yeah,
So
no.
speaking of flesh-shaped things, who's your character today?
Okay, my character today is Sammy-Lynn. Sammy-Lynn is Becky's friend. She's 18 years old. She has a bit of a temper. She's like, she doesn't suffer fools, and she's a little bit full of herself, but you know, she's a good person. She cares about her friends. And my lowest score is grit, which means she's quite easy to emotionally break. But her high stat is her charisma, so she's good at getting what she wants.
She's charming. Oh,
Yeah,
brilliant.
she's charming.
Love it.
She's,
Well, thank you for that. I look forward to seeing how your traumas play out in the next couple of
And
hours.
I'd just like to preface, I'm playing to tropes in existing films. This isn't my actual view on women.
Very important.
What a qualifier. There he is. That's it.
Now we're safe. We can make
Now
whatever
we're saying we
decisions
can
we
do
want.
anything we like.
Whatever we like.
George, your life has been described as one long horror film.
Yes.
You've got a... We've lived together for a while. You're very hard to be scared. Like, it's like impossible. I've never seen you like flinch at a horror movie to jump scare, anything like that.
Yeah.
Has a horror movie ever shaken you up?
When I was young, I went to a friend's house and his older brother was watching the Japanese version of The Grudge. Okay. And that definitely scared me. I had nightmares for a long time.
Because it wasn't the American version. You're like, your little brain couldn't take it.
Oh, the American one was...
It's bad.
It's not scary. Yeah, it's not,
Not as
scary.
good.
But the
Leave
Japanese
Sarah
one,
Michelle Gellar
terrifying.
alone. She's been through
Yeah.
enough.
But I used to see tendrils in the corner of my room and stuff like that. Because
Like, actually see them? Like,
yeah,
you've
like I
got-
used to have sleep hallucinations a lot, and that was the
Sleep
main one
paralysis.
that I would
That's
get.
hectic.
Yeah,
That's hectic.
Any white-faced Japanese women? Like,
Probably.
Gracious?
No more than usual.
just on his computer.
Yeah, I'll take what I can get, honestly. Any kind of
Any kind of what? Any kind of what?
Any port in a storm, George?
Any kind of what?
any foot in the store. And I couldn't sleep over at people's houses because I was too scared.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason you weren't invited to sleepovers. I'm sure that's what the reason was, George.
Man.
Yeah, but
Everyone knew about my sleep terrors I never told anyone about, so they didn't invite me.
but back to what he was saying before. Yeah, I have an iron sense of will.
And speaking of, who are you playing?
I am playing Rich, and his b-boy name is Mr. Green. That's the same as his graph tag, Mr. Green. And yeah, he's just like your kind of old school, not old school at the time, breakdancer kid who's always a little bit chilling out a little too much, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, Rich. I'm playing Rich.
Cool. The slacker, funny man kind of character. It's like we're
Yeah,
playing in
man.
these tropes, you know.
Yeah.
So good.
Fantastic.
A lot of
Yeah.
finger guns coming out.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it. Louis, g'day, mate.
Hi everyone. This is actually my first on-camera appearance. Other than mud wrestling you in the Christmas video.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Louis is incredibly helpful behind the snes, guys. He's a sound expert.
I'm
And
sure our sound is great.
he's
That's
just
me.
he's got a great vibe. Louis, what's your relationship with horror films?
I also have a medical background, a lot of psychology and biology and whatnot. I like the science of horror. I like the Hitchcock kind of music makes the scene more than what it is entirely. So one of my favorite horror movies is a horror movie called Hush.
Oh, okay.
Hush
yeah.
is really good. It's quite a modern horror too. Like,
It's,
not
it's
like
yeah,
long ago.
2018, 2017-ish, and it's really good up until they make the big bad talk.
Yeah.
And then they ruin the movie.
It's always better when they're in the darkness and you can't, the unknown's always scarier.
It's quiet. The silence is great because of the main protagonist, I guess, the deuteragonist is a deaf girl.
Yeah.
And it's fully built around that, and it's fantastic.
Its use of sound and use of no sound is very, very well done. So I saw it and I really liked it.
But I don't get scared because it's all science to me, I guess. No, horror doesn't really scare
Your
me. that much.
parasympathetic nervous system
Yeah.
flares up, and you're like, I understand what
Yeah,
this is.
I know what's
this
happening.
This is a chemical reaction.
I hide behind logic.
That's totally fair.
It's my character.
Mate, with that in mind, who are you playing today?
Well, as the nerd and the person who doesn't get scared because they like to see behind the scenes of
Peeking
things in
behind the
horror,
veil, yeah.
exactly. I'm playing someone that's too smart to be scared by the camp counseling. A nerd by the name of Marty.
Marty.
My name's Martin, but nobody likes to, pronounce the N, so everyone calls me Marty. He's a bit gatekeepery, kind of like the D&D is the most important thing, and you don't know it because you're too cool for it.
Are you playing me?
Yeah. Yeah. Look, the brains is the biggest part of it.
Yeah.
And it's probably too much, honestly.
I wonder.
And my charm is the lowest.
Fantastic. Yeah. No, we've all played with that person in D&D groups, and you hope it's not you.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm glad someone's embracing that trope and making fun of a subset we really should mock more.
Exactly. As you notice, there's someone missing from these shots.
It could be anyone. It could be anyone among us. What I will say is I look forward to bullying you relentlessly.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to relive. Well, obviously yesterday, but most of high school too.
Fantastic.
Thank you
That's
for all
what
your
horror's
work.
about, right? It's about the characters getting bullied relentlessly by the story.
Thank you for all your work behind the camera. Now get in front of it so we can relentlessly bully you.
Shit out of me as a person. I'll take it.
Fantastic. All right, guys. I think that's enough prologuing.
Shut up.
Right, and
It's enough of your personal lives. I would like to play a game now.
Yeah,
let's
do
play.
Do it. So only thing we've discussed about the whole situation here today is that it's taking place at a school summer camp, probably in the States.
Yeah, sounds about right.
We don't really have summer camps in Australia. It would
as
be
much.
kind of out of place. I think if we do have them, they are like
Make it hanging rock.
they are horror movies onto themselves, from my understanding.
Usually the camps they put you on in Australia is during school, not on the
Yeah.
holiday.
Yeah, I went to a
It's-
school
yeah.
camp where I watched a spider eat an entire bird.
Sick.
That's Australia.
I wish I was
Okay.
kidding. It was like it's giant spider and just ate this bird.
That's
I've not
mad.
changed since.
I love that. Cool.
Dude.
We didn't go into school camp horror stories, but God, I have so many. Maybe another time.
show.
So we haven't discussed anything, so this is all new to us. We're just going to completely improvise and create a world so we can play in. I think it's part of the fun of this game is creating something and watching it play out and then having the payoff. So much of horror is tension and payoff, so let's build some tension. Let's make some problems for us to solve in this world. We'll start back at Lydia. Lydia, an important question we have today. What is the name of the camp we're in?
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
I would like, preferably, it's like two words that are hyphenated, like
Yeah.
Shady Rock, and then a
Yeah.
third word at
Yeah,
there. So
okay.
like Shady Rock Pines or something like that.
Yeah,
Whatever
okay.
you're feeling.
Leafy.
Camp Yellow Water.
Yellow Water.
We hit it
What
eat the yellow
the
snow.
fuck? The first question. The first question. And that's no, it's great. It's
perfect,
done.
it's perfect.
Yellow water. Is there anything? No, it's just Camp Yellow Water. Oh, welcome to Camp Yellow Water.
Can't explain why it's yellow.
Yellow water
We'll
lake,
figure that
which is
out.
yellow.
We'll figure that out to the world. Thank you, Lydia. Already. Okay, Brendan. Where is the camp near? Which town? And which part of the world?
It is in it's in Colorado,
Great.
Yeah.
and it is near Pebble.
Pebble.
Yeah.
Awesome. And we'll get the set of the time as well. It's somewhere in the 80s. We'll say 84. 1984.
It hasn't been done.
Yes.
Alrighty.
That could be me.
Maybe we can answer the yellow water situation here, George, with this one.
Yeah.
What's the industry of the local area? What's its main industry economically?
Uranium.
Uranium. Uranium mining. Awesome. Awesome. Fantastic. No more needs to be said, I think. Louis, what is Camp Yellow Water famous for?
Oh, they have the world's premier egg and spoon race.
the world's premiere
Egg and spoon race.
egg and spoon race.
Yeah.
The only professional.
Every year is the premiere.
Every year.
Fantastic.
Every
okay.
day.
That's why it's famous.
Yeah.
But what, George, is it infamous for?
Oh.
A part of its history which is real. This has happened, not a rumor, that they try to keep under wraps.
It is infamous for a kid who fell off a cliff and landed in a tree, who got eaten by rabid squirrels.
Fell off a
So,
cliff, landed
so
in
many
the tree,
details.
Okay.
rabbit squirrels.
You're gonna have one of those.
It's
Yeah.
famous for a tree.
Okay.
They're eating squirrels.
But a child was eaten alive.
Yeah, I was going to say aggressive wildlife.
Okay.
Aggressive.
That's good.
Aggressive, and I'm gonna put wildlife in italics.
Ooh. Like
yeah.
maybe people assume it's
That's what
wildlife.
was published. That wildlife ate this boy alive.
Yeah.
That's what was said in the papers.
Could have been wolves, could have been squirrels. No one knows.
Could have been
100%.
caterpillars.
Hard.
Could have been a camp counselor.
Yeah, maybe. Lydia,
Impressions.
we need a notable local organization.
Oh, okay.
It could be anything. Just a group of people
Ambler.
who meet regularly and they're notable. They're movers and shakers to some extent.
Let's say
It's not an Ambler.
I was wondering if that would get skate by.
No, it wasn't. We don't need to go
No,
into
no,
it.
no.
It's not getting into camera. It's the North American Man Boy Love Association. Oh my god. So yeah, that's not going on fucking camera.
That's going on camera.
yeah, it is.
Lydia's like,
Oh, for sure.
What do we got, Lydia?
There's a group,
Group.
an organization. We've got moose coming down they're trickling down from Canada. They're getting into the Pebble, Colorado area.
This group is doing a lot of research and spending a lot of time around moose in general.
You'll see, yeah, like for instance, like the camp will probably have this organization come in and do testing in the area.
Okay.
For, like, seeing if there's any moose tracking,
Can
like
we get a name for the group?
the organization.
Yeah,
Moose.
Mooseman.
So they're Canadian, are they?
are they Canadians?
Are they Canucks?
They're Canadians, eh? Hey, no, Canucks?
The moose knuckles?
Moose.
No. Stop that.
Got it twice.
Cut it out.
Oh, I really want to use that.
You can use it. We can use the moose knuckles if you really.
But it's not Moose Knuckles. We'll just call it the Knuckle Society.
The Knuckle Society. Brendan, I need a local landmark near the camp.
Just a finger bang point. It's a
It's done. And the thing is, you don't even need to elaborate. It's where people
let's have
people
a
go
go.
out and they do these ones.
Yeah.
Right? They're all chucking these out there like
Yeah.
the fucking wiggles.
it's a
Yeah.
beautiful, picturesque. You know, like,
Yeah, it's isolated.
it's isolated.
How far away from the camp are we talking?
Oh, it's probably like a good 10-minute walk, I would say.
10-minute walk.
Like
Up a
it's
hill.
Up a hill. Basically, like the camp's on a lake, I'm assuming.
It is,
So
yeah.
this is like an uphill trek to a nearby lookout point. And it's because the formation of the rocks looks like a finger going like this, and like the top is a bit exploded looking.
Sure.
So that's why people call it. It's like, oh, it's a finger bang. So like
Oh,
that's finger
yeah.
bang point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
That's
just finger
sick.
blast people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Also,
There's a
lots
lot
of people
finger
get
blasting,
fingered.
yeah.
The lake is called Yellow Water Lake.
Yellow water.
That's
Finger
why it's
bang
called
point looking out over Yellow Water Lake.
Alrighty, Georgie boy.
Yeah.
Another local landmark.
Okay. There's one of those massive rocks which it's locally known that it rolled down one of the mountains and balanced in a very kind of precarious, fancy way.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And there is a local belief that it is covering something.
Okay, so it's a fallen rock covering something.
Yeah.
And what do you want to call that, mate?
The Rolling Stone.
Yeah, great. Let's go to some rumors. Now, this is going to go to the current goings on of the camp. So, Camp Yellowwater, there's some shady things going around. Now, this can to do with some of the teachers. We can establish some counselors, some teachers, stuff like that. This could be going on with the other students at school. This could be something completely different. Let's talk about the current goings on of the camp.
Sammy-Lynn has a rival.
You've got a rival.
I have a rival. So, Shirley Templeton
Shirley Templeton.
is reportedly hooking up with a jock, like the jock that Sammy-Lynn has been eyeing off all summer.
We have a name for the jock yet. Do you want me to give you a name?
Yes, if you want. How do you feel?
Layup Lee. There's enough there that it should be exclusive.
That it should be exclusive, but Layup Lee is not very committal. It seems,
Gross.
Yeah.
How dare he?
Yeah, he's a pig.
Hey, stay strong.
But Sammy-Lynn likes approval.
Okay, good to know. Well, it's all down here. It's all down here in fucking workbooks. All right. Lydia, do you have a rumor about the current goings on of
Yes,
the camp?
I got a couple.
Okay. Ooh.
We've got the camp scout. He is having an affair with one of the other scouts.
Can I get a name of this camp scout?
Gary.
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 With an
Gary.
H.
He's having with it like
We have finger bang point.
yeah.
It's not a student. It's
One of
another
the-
adult.
Yeah, he's an adult, and
Another
also
scout leader. Who's the other scout
sorry,
leader?
Yes.
Camp leader? Scout
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Oh.
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
He's sleeping with Cheryl, and some of the kids.
And he's
kinda
married.
see her, and he's married.
He's married to someone in Pebble.
And we have a lifeguard who looks after the water, and he's like just out of high school, and he's like all the girls have a crush on him.
Okay.
He's
But
got some pretty sick abs.
yeah, but he has like something weird about him. He has like a weird
His snail trail.
He has
is
dark
a little bit
energy.
smell trail.
I've named him Brock Piston, the lifeguard.
The lifeguard
Of
nice.
yellow water
Fucking
lake.
Of yellow water.
Sexy Brock.
He's
Yes.
from California, and yeah, he's 18, but he's not part of it. He's there for the. What's funny?
He's a tall-
There has to be a waterfall somewhere that we can call the Golden Shower.
Yes.
There was literally
I
like
allow
a
it.
point for landmarks that you could have put that in.
Brock Piston.
Yeah.
Piston. For those at home.
See, the camp showers use the water from the lake, and the water comes out yellow.
It's golden. It's because of the uranium.
Yeah.
alright? It's because of
the
the sheer.
uranium that they mine.
Again, the sheer quantity of which would baffle your mind. The amount of uranium. It's so unsafe to be there.
I wonder what I was doing to the moose.
Moose, exactly.
Okay. Hot goss.
Well, I have a feeling that there might even be a janitor, like a camp janitor.
Yeah, like a gardener.
I don't think, we're putting a janitor, maybe like a
gardener.
Landskeeper?
Yeah,
Like
like
the-
the general
groundskeeper.
fixer-upper. Groundskeeper. Yeah, groundskeeper.
Landskeeper.
Okay, Louis, I need some rumors, which may or may not be true, some urban legends about the past history of the very famous Camp Yellowwater.
Camp Yellowwater, where the moose breeding grounds are.
That's it,
Yeah,
yeah.
and when the camp counselors, sometimes they get really drunk. When the kids go home, they spend another night there, and they wander into the moose breeding grounds. And apparently, someone one day got trampled
Trampled.
in the middle of the moose breeding.
How long ago was that? Do you know? I mean,
They say about
hearsay.
20 years ago.
20 to this day.
Yeah, to this day, and the ghost comes out every year
Oi.
on the day.
Noted.
Nice.
They say the ghost is still wandering around looking for somewhere to take a leak.
And to clean themselves off. I'm on the moose breeding.
Nice. Oh my god.
I want to say that perhaps the groundskeeper's, like his shed, his area where he sleeps, which might be off a little away from the kids. I'd say a girl went missing there, around that area.
Missing.
How long ago?
Groundskeepers. Sheds.
Like recently, a couple years ago. It's like one of the things that they gossip about every time. Like, don't go near there.
I just want to put there, Rich's father, very rich father, has married my mother. My recently passed.
This is true.
You know what? Let's do some relationships. Let's work out how you guys know each other, what's your feelings towards one another, secret, not secret, and work from there. Because we've been at this camp, we've decided this is going to be the last night of camp, so you've known each other for a little while, you've all got impressions of each other. And the thing about high school and that kind of age is perception is reality. If you believe someone's done something, they might as well have. So rumors are afly and tensions are high. So let's talk about it. First, we'll go to the relationship between, just look at your names again. It was Becky and Sammy-Lynn.
Sammy-Lynn.
Now you guys are tight, yeah?
Yeah, Becky and Sammy-Lynn were, I'm assuming we were friends in high school. Maybe Sammy-Lynn convinced Becky to come with her to do the school camp thing to help boost her college applications because her grades weren't so good.
I've told you to do that.
Yeah, you suggested it, and
You're like, let's get laid.
Yeah, and then Sammy's like, I'm not doing it unless you do it with me.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're here to get laid. publicly college applications, privately you hit a party.
Hit a party.
You hit a party. That's
Party
great.
girl.
That's great. Lydia, Becky, why is Becky here?
Okay, so I think she has like, maybe like, because she's been going for a couple of years, she has this like infatuation with Buck, maybe? Is it Buck?
Brock.
Brock. She has this infatuation with him, but it's like kind of like not all in her head, but he's just like a really like charming, flirty guy. So every time she comes back, she's like, hey, like maybe something could happen. And now's
Maybe
the
this
year.
year.
Now you've turned 18.
Now's the year.
Okay.
I'm like, I've spent enough time with her. We're at this fucking finger bang point. It's gonna go down. I'm gonna come out of my shell. I'm gonna hook up with him.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it.
So that's it. I mean, that's the impetus for your character.
That's yeah.
Cool. Let's work out. Now you've both got your motivations for being here.
I'm smart. I know that.
Yeah. let's sort out how you feel about each other.
Okay.
Sammy, could you do a roll for me, a D20 roll, thanks?
14.
What is the bravest thing you've seen Becky do?
I've seen Becky push, like, actually, I've walked in the middle of the road while drunk one night, and Becky literally tackled me out of the way of a speeding car.
And she put her body in front.
Yeah, she put her body in front of it. We didn't get hit, luckily, but she
babe.
risked her life.
Just off finger bang point.
Yeah,
You had a failed night out with Lee,
yeah.
and
Way
that's
to
how it
go,
went down.
Becky.
Yeah, it ended in a fight with Lee, and I was feeling a bit distraught, emotional, and a little tipsy.
Let's cut over to the boys over here. G'day, fellas. Haven't forgotten about you.
What's up?
We've got
always
Rich
do.
and Martin. Marty or Martin? What do you prefer? for me?
Martin, but everyone calls me Marty because they don't really
They don't
care
see
about me.
the end.
We
Yeah.
call you nothing.
So what's your relationship? Why are you guys here?
So,
And how do you know each other?
my mother married his father, and she said that going to camp would finally make me some friends.
Okay.
So he's been forced to take me along with him, but he's pretty
Yeah.
easygoing. So he's like, yeah, sure, why not, mate?
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. You're not going to cramp my style. I'm already cool enough.
Okay.
If the only thing this is going to do is
Make
be
him
positive
cooler.
for him, yeah.
Okay. So I want to say your motivation for being here, Martin, is that mother's orders.
Mother's orders.
And I'll say your motivation here could be anything now because you have taken him for this, but you may have
Yeah.
another ulterior motive you want to bring up.
Uh,
are you entrepreneurial? Do you have anything you want to?
Well, I actually have been in a graffiti war with a guy. Well, I assume a guy named Lexi, because their tag is Lexi, and I've been seeing their tag pop up on a lot of more important landmarks and things. So I want to go and tag Rolling Stone.
You're going to hit Rolling Stone.
I want to tag Rolling
big
Stone.
That's it. That's the one. And that's hunkered down. There's a lot of like what are they called? Like not Mounties, but like
Moose Canucks.
park rangers and the Canucks. They kind of explore that area
Yeah.
too. It's a very high stakes area to hit.
I mean, you do have to go through the Moose mating grounds to get to the Rolling Stone.
Oh, for sure.
know.
Yeah.
You don't want to be there late at night.
No.
Martin, can I get you to roll a d20 and establish a negative trait?
It's a 17. So.
Okay, mate. Why do you dislike Rich when everyone else seems to love him around you?
He's very easygoing. He's very cool and charming, and I think he's smarter than he is. But he hides that, and I think that's just a waste of talent.
You think he's faking?
I think he's faking his
Okay.
whole persona.
Okay, and you can see past
I
it.
can see past it.
Love that. I love that. That is fantastic. I'll go to Becky. Can you roll a d20 for a character you don't know on Rich?
18.
So you kind of vaguely know, like you're not close to Rich, but you talk to him if you ran into him. What is Rich doing that is damaging his family's reputation?
Oh, yeah, he's a drug dealer.
Yep.
You're a drug dealer.
He doesn't look like a drug dealer. What are you talking about?
Fantastic. And that off-puts you a bit.
I don't like drugs.
Noted.
Very straight edge.
Martin, can you roll one for Sammy-Lynn?
Oh, it's a 3.
3. What wonderful thing did this character do that the whole town was talking about?
Oh, you've won the egg and spoon race 2 years in a row.
Oh, fantastic!
Big mouth.
That's it. So you're going for the first ever three-peat.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're going for
yeah.
the first ever
in
three-peat.
history.
It's never been done before.
done before.
Mackay
Damn
Deep.
dynasty.
Okay.
Everyone's got
Let's go to Rich. Can you roll one for Sammy-Lynn as well?
14.
What does this character have a very public feud with?
Lee was your boyfriend, wasn't it? Or like the
Kind of.
on and off.
On and off again.
I think
Basically.
that it's reasonably well known that Lee clearly likes Shirley more.
Love that. Alrighty. Good to know. And you know this.
Yeah.
Maybe you've even overheard him say that to her.
Lee and I used to be breakdance buddies. We were in a crew together.
Yeah.
When we were kids, we were good friends, me and Lee.
What do you hope to gain by humiliating Becky?
Obviously, social status, man.
I think she might be a
Christ.
competitor for the smartest person in camp.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think you're might be more intelligent naturally, but I don't think you're as driven as Becky is.
Yep.
So I think if you can take Becky down a peg, you can assume that status.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, but I'm like also the school captain every year,
Yeah.
and I'm always like the one that's maybe.
And it's only
encouraging.
because I'm forgotten to wear glasses and I'm not school captain. Popularity contest.
Yeah, sure, that's it. That's it, mate.
Okay, do a roll for Martin.
20.
Why don't you want to associate with Martin? Beyond the obvious.
It can be the obvious.
Because Sammy-Lynn actually thinks he's cute, but she doesn't like the social implications of admitting that.
Ooh, I
That's
love
fantastic.
that.
Yeah.
I love
Makes
that.
me feel good inside.
Okay.
Like, take the glasses off.
Yeah, she's all that.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, she's all that.
Give that geek a makeover.
Yeah.
Hey.
She's the beauty, he's the geek.
Guys, is that everyone's filled in something? I think we've got all our. I think we're pretty
Yeah.
good for
That's it,
backstories
yeah.
and stuff. I think we're good to go. Let's do one last thing for everyone. There's a section on your sheet that says fear. Is that right?
yes.
We've got
Yes.
flaws. We also need a fear. With everything we've talked about in our backstory, does anyone have some ideas? Anyone who's ready to go about what kind of your fear would be? And now, this will affect gameplay. If your fear comes up, you will struggle to overcome it. It will affect you. However, if you beat it, if you fulfill your task over your fear, you may overcome that fear and grow.
The groundskeeper.
You're scared of the groundskeeper.
Yeah.
Bingo. Love it. Solid in the world.
I
What do you
think
got?
the ghost, the idea that there's a ghost or something like that, there's something out in the woods, terrifies Becky.
That's
Yeah.
great. Scared of the supernatural.
The supernatural.
Great.
Yeah, supernatural
Rich.
implications.
Rich looks at me.
I think I'm afraid of submerging myself in water because how I got my breath holding competition record is because I almost drowned.
So what everyone praises you for and shouts at you to hold your breath.
Yeah, I'm kind of like I've already gotten the record. I don't have to do it again ever.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love
That's
that.
so good,
Fear of
dude.
water. Fantastic work. And Martin, what's your fear? It can be metaphorical
Oh,
or
my fear
literal.
is losing.
Losing.
Nice.
Don't lose.
Okay.
Gotta win.
Love it.
Yep,
I love it.
I have to win.
Till you die.
That's it, guys. We've built a world with...
Have to win.
Till you die.
That's it, guys. We've built a world with...
Till you die.
That's it, guys. We're about to start Kids on Bikes last day of camp. I'm really excited. This is gonna be really fun.
I'm kidding.
I don't know where I am.
The moose knuckle shit fucks me. There's so many
I
puns.
think you're good to go.
Yeah.
Hi guys, thank you for watching Split the Party. If you'd like to see more, don't forget to subscribe, and also you can join us on Patreon, which will be patreon.com/splittheparty. Any support would be fantastic. And don't forget to check below for some Discord and socials links where you can engage with us and maybe even join in on some community games.
Subscribe to Split the Party's OnlyFans for $100. We'll show you Brendan's second ear.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky.